Hello, hello. Oh, there we go. Okay, hello. Hang on. Okay, so my monitor is too big for the webcam, so I have to put the webcam on a flashlight. Yeah, but all right. I guess whatever. Wait, we need more light here. This webcam actually has light. So there we go. Let there be light. Hello. Okay. Yeah, it's been a while. I was unexpectedly blessed with I was saved from overbooking myself again today. So I had a few extra minutes. I've been wanting to for a while, but as we'll talk about here, the dark side of homesteading, I'm a real homesteader, like I don't have time to set up cameras and edit videos and do all these things. So, yeah, I'm glad that people make homesteading look easy and beautiful and peaceful and perfect, but that's not the truth. So, what up? And I know there's a few of you out there wanting to kind of get to know me. So here's your opportunity to ask all the questions. And I'm just doing this off the cuff. I have no notes. I'm just going to bring up a whole bunch of situations that, I've experienced now after being here 5.5 years building this 90% alone. But for those of you who have been on the journey, I hope you're as excited as me. You saw it from the very beginning. And I didn't even want this place at all. We were in contract with a couple other places, and there's actually somebody in the chat. I was at her house when the price went down. And this came up on our search, and I'm looking at this white ugly box and all grass, no weed, park yard. And I'm ew, gross, So yeah, here we are. Let me say hello to everyone. Hi, Brian. I'm sorry you didn't enjoy your time in the Ozarks and moved back to Florida. But hey, I want everybody happy. So if you are happy, I'm happy. All right, reallygreen.org. What up? Okay, well, if you're not on the road, if you are on the road, what up, Kensho? Born under a wandering star. Hello, and thanks for being here. Vicky Gordon. All right, hello, Montana. Oh my God, Yellowstone. I have traveled there so many times. I love it. Of course, when I lived in Washington and California and Utah and places, it was easier to get there too. And obviously without doing hundreds of different things every single day just to barely get by. But man, if I could have found that was okay. So full disclosure, that was the first house that we were in contract with 6 months. Beautiful log cabin, custom built, just incredible. But everything happens for a reason. I was divinely guided here. But man, you live in a beautiful place, Vicky. All right, Tom, hello. Good to see you. No labels. LV, hello. California, Arizona. All right. Oh, and that's me. Love Cat. Oh man, I miss you. I hope you're doing great out there in your homestead. And I apologize. I haven't had a lot of online time. And yeah, so I need to go check everything out that you're doing now. All right, and Savannah, what's up? Oh, so good to see you. I'm glad you guys are still awake. Okay, And born under Christine. Hey, Paul, Eve Marie, or Evie Marie. I am so sorry. You're going to have to tell me how to pronounce that. And I should have asked today, but whatever. I can't keep up. I'm lucky to like grab onto like one or two of the 1,000 things going on in my head at one time. So, yeah. All right. Well, hey. Okay. So, anyone who wants to contact me, okay. So, first off, I'll just, Facebook Messenger does not work on my personal page. You have to message me on like the Ozarks Church of Nature page or the My Terrescence page or the Christie Aphrodite page, whatever. But any of those business pages or whatever they are. Facebook loves me. If you know, you know. If you've been around, I know a few of you have. So, yeah. So Ozarks Church of Nature at gmail.com. I'm on Google Maps. Like, can't be more open to the public than that, right? So, okay. So, yeah. Hey, Jennifer. Okay. And yeah, Vicky. Yeah. So, Ozark Church of Nature, Gmail. There's a contact form on my site, My True Essence. I don't know if it works, but when I launch the new site here super soon, a few of you have got a sneak preview. Because I posted it in my group today a little bit. It's a small group. But yeah, I'm super excited, but it's a ton of work. So, okay. All right. Well, Dark Side of Homesteading. Oh, by the way, I rolled one of my homegrown herbal spliffs, and no, it's not like the illegal weed. It's a bunch of other weeds though. So passion flower, mugwort, mullein, datura, mint, Russian sage. Did I say mullein? I don't know. I'm sure I left a few out. It's on the website. So if you're truly curious, whatever. So I'm so glad you're here to see your favorite, worst, and most real raw YouTuber. I'm not really a YouTuber, right? As you can see. I mean, I've been trying to put shorts up once in a while, when I can, but it's just, honestly, it's chaos here. And it's good chaos. I'm not complaining. I wouldn't have it any other way. But you never know what you're going to wake up to day to day. And I'm on a scenic route. So I get drop-ins too. And I'm a first responder. So you don't know when, somebody feels like dying or whatever. And then I don't know how many dozen animals and hundreds of plants. In fact, I just put brand new ones in the ground today, trying to get ready for next year, and more to come. So it's like constant. And that's why I feel, because look, I don't know. I mean, maybe there's like 5 people that I know that this isn't their dream, right? But it is a much different lifestyle than, people think that, okay, well, I'll be in the country and away from the people, but I'll still be able to go to 7-Eleven or whatever, right? It's not like that. Like, you have to plan ahead. You have to have like 2 of everything. There's no Uber, like transportation, things like that. There's no services, which that's why I chose this place, right? So for me, that works. And I like to challenge myself. And many of you know about that 6-month. I think I started, it was going to be a 3-month no grocery shop challenge. but then I went up to 6 months, and then I did it again. So I've been doing that every winter since whenever the first one was. And I love it because it shows me where I'm at, where I can improve, what I need to grow more of, or better prep, or whatever. But not a lot of people think ahead, and they, when they find out how inconvenient it is, then, some people literally like run back to mommy. And the ones that don't run back to mommy, at least if they're coming from the internet, so far, not so good. Thankfully, I do have beautiful, amazing adult, like people that don't have to like be taught what basic respect is, that come here and help or live for different periods of time. And that's super cool. But yeah, I'm still trying to build community and have like full-timers, but it's not like, I'm sure any of you, obviously, if you've been here, you know that I'm on a long-term plan. I'm kind of done talking about the plans in public because, if you really wanted to know, you'd be here, right? Or you'd be part of it. So, I mean, I've talked about it before. I hate repeating myself. As you all know, I just don't have the time for that. So, yeah, but definitely room for plenty, with plenty of incomes. But yeah, so one person, 1.5, well, so my house partner's here a few days a month. He works his ass off when he's here, right? Like, I have to be like, hey, dude, can you help me? He's like, what? Sit, drink this, take a break. Like, I have to, so yeah, but that's the thing. Like, people think you're just going to go to the country, live off the land. Everything's going to be beautiful, peaceful, perfect harmony. It's already going to be built, all the amenities you've ever dreamed of. And, you're just going to sit around and like do your nails and do videos on YouTube. It does not work like that. And let me just make this very clear. I'm going to use a lot of anything I can remember of my own personal experience. And if it's somebody else I personally know, then I'll say that. But look, dude, it truly takes a village, right? And here's the thing. I don't need anyone else. I don't have to build more than I'm doing or faster than I'm going, right? I can do this and enjoy it, right? So I'm not like, the plan will be completed one way or another. I already know that, dude. I told people about this when I was a kid. I told people about this when I was homeless. Some of them have been here. Some of them thought I was delusional. Well, here I am, right? Like, I described it perfectly. So, obviously, if I was brought here after 6.5 years of homelessness and disability and no income, clearly the rest of the plan will happen. Of course, in my mind, nothing is ever fast enough, but I am learning to kind of slow down. But so yes, it's fucking beautiful. I thank God every day. I still pinch myself. I scream out loud. I give thanks to the plants, to every one of the animals. Like, the view, like, come on. Of course it's heavenly now. But did you see it when I got here? Did you see all that shit I had to build that includes like scarring my entire body, head to toe, shards of glass on the bottom of my feet where I literally feel every step I take, and it hurts, right? Like, animals die, right? They're not cute and fluffy forever. And what do you do? Let's say and not everybody's homestead situation is the same, right? But for couples and singles doing this, like, or wanting to do this, like, you gotta think about some shit first, okay? So if you're like Amish or Mennonite or something like that, or you have good trusted friends that follow through and, in the beginning stages, and they're on the land with you and all that, like, awesome, good. I am positive you have time to do all that and look pretty for YouTube, right? But for those of us that's just like a one person or a single person, so again, getting back to, animals die, right? Like, we're in the wild. There's bears, there's wild boars, there's mountain lions, there's bobcats, there's coyotes, there's like everything, armadillos. I mean, talk about war, right? You want to grow food, you're worried the drought, the weather warfare, the bugs that want to eat it all, the deer that want to eat it all, the everything, right? It's like a constant war. And then even worse, besides having to get up all night and fight armadillos because they'll destroy the whole thing in one night, then you, excuse me, then you have to, and let me have some of my drink. Then you have to worry about your loved ones destroying it, right? Your cats, your dogs, your goats, your chickens, your ducks. Like, okay, so literally constant war. Okay, getting back to the death. Like, what do you do when they're bigger than you? And like, living in the Ozarks, for those of you who don't know, it is nothing like the movie or that TV show, right? Where they have like little kids digging holes in the soil with a shovel. It is rock, clay, rock, clay, little tiny bit of dirt here, not soil, dirt, dry, and more rock. And the rocks keep growing and growing and growing and growing. So as part of the war, right, then, so let's say you bought 14 truckloads of soil that you all moved by hand, like no tractors or whatever all those cool things are that real farmers or homesteaders with, more than I have, like all by hand. And then you have no rain for months, 110 plus every single day. And then you get 18 inches of rain in one day. And all those 14 truckloads of soil, mulch, everything else end up down the hill in the forest. So, and I'm just trying to give you like a full picture, right? Because people don't talk about this. Again, there is nothing I would rather be doing, but it's YouTube and YouTubers is doing an injustice to people where this is their dream and they think they're going to go open a healing saint. Like, dude, I never had that idea. Like, I've been building for 5.5 years and it ain't there yet, right? Like, we all want to help the homeless. We all want a free school. We all want this, right? Who wants to do this though, right? So, yeah. So what are some of the other, like the dark side, right? So I'm a first responder, and everybody here, anywhere, except for the big cities and maybe smaller cities too, but we're all volunteer, right? Like, you have an accident or an event and call 911 and you can wait an hour or more. I recently found out there's only one ambulance in the county next to us. The hospitals are either 33 and 62 miles away, right? So self-sufficiency really is like a thing. You have to plan ahead. You know, we have wild storms, right? Everybody does now. So what do you do when you have no power? What about your food? What about your water? How are you going to feed your, or, you know, fill your animals' water bowls, right? Like, how are you going to make your coffee, which is actually the most important thing. I can deal with anything, just make sure I have my coffee. And, so you have to think about these things in advance, right? And then you lose friends too doing this lifestyle because everybody says they're going to be there and then they don't. They say they're going to help and then they don't. And then maybe if they want to have a party, a free party, then they'll come by and pretend to be best friends, like in harvest time. And then that's it. Make empty promises, not lift a finger, basically use you. And the truth is they don't understand how hard it is, right? And how much work it takes to pull grass every single day. Or like, again, all the animals. I don't know. Okay, so 2 nights ago, people came by pretty late at night. They needed a place to camp, set it up. I'm sitting out there with them. I'm hearing this weird noise. And the dude's trying to say it's a mountain lion. I'm like, no, they sound more like birds. Like I know what mountain lions sound like. They used to be so close and so loud that they would trip the cameras inside of my house. Now that I have peers, I don't have to deal with that. But, so I heard it again. I'm like, nah, that sounds like a cry for help. Come down with me. So we went on the hill and there was a goat down and not bloody, nothing broken, maybe sprained or some internal bruising, nothing malicious, but I have 7 4-month-old pure pups here now, in addition to everyone else. And they are not mean. They weren't trying to hurt him or anything like that, but he was super shocked. And, they're puppies. They play. And so that. And the puppy thing, right? Like, who's thinking that somebody's going to come from miles away, some deadbeat, to fuck my dog, and now I have 11 puppies, right? Like, these are all things that like need to be thought of in advance. Like, don't think a dog ain't going to come from 2 miles away just because you're far away from everyone else. They will, so that sucks. It's just like another thing, right? Like, I don't know if I'm going to wake up to a cockfight, or I don't know. When the dogs bark, I have to get out there with the flashlight and the gun. And, I don't know. Do I have to patrol from dillos or groundhogs? Like, my food and medicine is me. Like, that's my number one priority. I grow hundreds of them and turn them into literally hundreds of different products. Like, that's my life. That's how I pay the bills. Sometimes, not all the time. Credit cards are maxed. What do you do? At least the payments are made. But, it's not, it's not as easy, and you're not going to have time to set up a camera and put on a dress and say, look at me. And by the way, you guys should be super fucking happy and you deserve it. But I combed my hair for the first time in probably like a week just for you. But in reality, it's headbands, it's scrunchies, it's hats. We don't want this shit touching us. Why? Because we're sweating and working all dang day. There ain't time to put on clean clothes that don't have paint or holes or makeup, or like, doesn't work like that. So I think I'll take a break and get back to that sacred ceremonial blend I told you about. Mullein, mugwort, wormwood, datura, Russian sage, passion flower, clipped agate, I know I'm catnip, skullcap. Anyways, I'm going to do that and read the comments and answer your questions. Oh, and drink my trusty ginger, strong as fuck ginger, clove tea infusion. I don't know, whatever you want to call it, with some lemon, a little bit of honey. And just because I'm not here doesn't mean I don't want to be. It's just that I'm always being put. You don't even know. And you can't even describe it. But again, I have drop-ins, I have emergency, and not just EMS calls, but people, like, right? So I'm known as the local witch doctor. Doctors, nurses, like, they come to me, like, teach free classes, give free tours all the time. I'm on Google Maps. So, like, one weekend I had four different parties that came, and it's so you don't know what's gonna happen. One thing that was cool though, which was like a dream come true, is like real live Buddhists, like from the old country, with the bamboo hat and the dress and the shaved head, and they were sitting in my garden at the cute little tables in the sacred circle, and it was just a beautiful sight. I wish I'd have taken pictures. I was kind of hoping maybe they did or would or send them to me, but yeah. And then also this year, I took down all those triangular wood beds on the hill and replaced them with concrete and put in like concrete steps and started adding more down the hill to kind of help with the water retention. But maybe I'll talk about that another time. I was actually going to read comments and have some medicine. All right, so let me scroll back and see, where did I leave off? Okay, I remember that. You blew my mind when I saw you milk some datura flowers. Not dead yet, right? Like, I don't know. It's delicious. It's in this smoke blend, and it's in my Nervaline tincture, which a lot of people, including myself, can't live without. So between the Nervaline and the smoke blend and the pain be gone, like, nobody ever has to be in pain, ever. That's like a choice. So sleep, depression, anxiety, no side effects like pharma, and all grown right here. Like, every single herb comes from my yard, and there's a blog on the mytrueessence.net site that's called My Herbs Versus Theirs. And I showed you a jar of mine next to a jar of the organic herbs from the local health food store, which basically are also the same ones you get on Amazon and Etsy and everywhere else, right? So mine, I go through a very sacred, stringent process in all my medicines and my herbs. I don't clear cut. I give thanks every single snip, still to this day, every single drop when I'm making medicines. Like, yeah, you get whole leaf, whole flower, like preserved in it's, so you know what you're getting. It doesn't all look the same, like that ground up brownish green, who knows what. It doesn't matter if it's mint or holy basil or nettles or wormwood, or it all looks the fucking same, right? Like mine, you actually see what it is. So and again, I'm talking when I'm supposed to be reading your comments in this. But yeah, the datura, dude. So I also eat poke berries every day, and I turn the berries and the root into tinctures. So yeah, and not dead yet. But guess what is my arthritis, my autoimmune, like things that used to keep my asthma, PubMed.gov, Datura, asthma, check it out. Like, I ain't making no claims, but I ain't dead. All right. Okay, Love Cat. Oh, your roads, yeah. And that's a really good point. I'm glad you brought that up, Love Cat, because that's another thing. I still don't have a truck. So I'm paying for deliveries or paying other people to pick things up for me. Or when I buy feed, I have to buy just a few at a time, which means more driving, higher prices, like all of that, right? So if I was on a road like yours or any of them basically off this highway, it would be unsustainable. It would not be possible. So, yeah, I mean, with this car, I can get down more roads than I used to, but it's not a truck. But when trucks with 200,000 miles are still $25,000 and you have to take a loan for it, like that does not compute. So I had to buy what I did because it was the best deal as far as miles, warranty, things, yeah. So cleanliness, and I just don't even see how people are giving loans on things that are that expensive and that old. Like, really? Like, when those trucks were put out, they're like, oh, we're only supposed to last, 200,000. And I know most trucks go way above and beyond that. I get it, but I'm not willing to take that risk, taking a loan on something that literally could break tomorrow. And due to its age, no warranty, no net. Yeah, like, nope. Thank you. Yeah, so I'm glad that you were able to handle the road. But yeah, these are like surprise things. You get to the property and, like me, sit out on the porch and you have it all designed. But then there's like reality and logistics and, okay, so how? And you have to be flexible too, because again, things happen, whether it's weather or the droughts or like, so when I lived in the Ozarks before, we had 2 inches of rain every week in the summer. That's changed. If I would have known that that changed when I came back here, I would have planted things in different places differently, right? But now, after a few years and not being able to move the hose so far all day, every day, and yeah, so now I know what can handle the weather here, what's drought resistant, what doesn't need a hose. And so I'm replacing those areas with all of that and then replacing up here and close so that I can easily get to with the hose. So that's kind of working out, especially because I'm, my whole intention, and I'm sure you heard me talk about it in older videos, but was to just get it to replant itself. And that's basically happening through the chicken shit, through me allowing everything to die off the vine or whatever. And then it just comes up in its own time. And yeah, I still get different medicinal plants as I'm adding to replace, things maybe that couldn't handle the weather, and propagating and moving them out because you don't know. Is the cat going to dig this up? Well, if you only have one wormwood, then you're fucked. But I have like 5 or 6 different spots of wormwood. So that wormwood that I lost this year, thank you, armadillos, wasn't that big of a deal. The first 1 or 2, couple years when it was just like one of each, right? Things weren't big enough really to propagate and stuff. It was devastating. But yeah, things are taking shape like that. And again, I guess this is my cue to STFU. Comments. All right, so yep, sun up to sundown. Well, even past sundown. Aaron Clay, hello and welcome. Thanks for being here. Life was never meant to do alone. That's why ancestors were trying. Exactly. Like, why is it so hard? Like, I don't know, man. Like, I have never seen, I didn't even know it was possible to have such a high percentage of people that don't honor their word or yeah, man. It's like, I don't really, yeah, people are assholes, right? But it seems like lately, maybe with political climate or things like that, there's been an exodus to homesteads by grifters pretending to want to help or do this or that. But in reality, a lot of them are criminals on the run looking for a free ride. So, but I mean, clearly, I'm not going to let that get to me. It's just everyone is a learning experience, and it teaches me to have better boundaries and have a different screening process when it comes to online stuff, right? I've been saying for over a decade, right? Not every, half the people you think you know online aren't even people. And that was, 10, 12 years ago when I was saying that. So it's worse today. Like a lot of time wasters and, so I look at some of the videos when I first got here occasionally if they like come up and I'm like, oh my God, I was so innocent and naive then. Dude, I used to offer free food for life for anyone who would just come out and help for a weekend. And remember, I used to live in Branson. That's just a few miles away. I thought I had so many friends there. Nope. Again, live and learn. I'm thankful for every experience, every lesson. I do have a tendency to be too trusting or to want to prove my intuition wrong or whatever. But I do have a house partner who is stepping up and taking a much bigger role. And we have like an application now. And then with the new site, there'll be a much more stringent process for online people. Sorry. I mean, if you really think this is a fit, then just come for the day and check it out and let's talk and we'll see. Like, I respect that way more than, 15 messages a day. Hey, tell me more. What do you mean tell you more, dude? Read my fucking shit. Like, that's why I do videos or blogs or have all those Facebook pages, take all the photos, do the videos, the radio shows, the websites I'm paying for that nobody, I mean, like, I'm sorry, I can't be your personal pocket Christie. Like, I have responsibilities. And getting back to the friend thing, right? Like, they don't understand. So they don't understand why you can't go to the bar or, just run out for coffee, or they just don't understand. So yeah, that's definitely one of the things I would consider the dark side of homesteading. And again, I'm getting back to comments and smoke some passion flower. And I'm not lying about this, by the way. I'm not like trying to cover something up in the devil's weed. Technically, people call datura, technically devil's trumpet, but I'm sure people call it devil's weed too. I've had so many Christians like freak out on me about that plant and like, oh, but be careful. I'm like, I've been using it for like 15, 20 years, man. What do you mean? oh, just be super careful. Like, is it going to get up and murder me in the middle of the night? Like, educate me then. Like, don't just tell me I'm stupid and I don't know what I'm doing and I'm not a master at my craft, right? Like, actually give me a reason, like a real one, not an internet story. Okay. Yeah, so good point, Vicky. We're not supposed to do it alone. And yeah, definitely still seeking my tribe. I mean, I have a tribe, trust me, but they all have lives too, and homesteads and things. So, you know, everybody's spread out. Fortunately, some of them get to come here and stay for various varying amounts of time, sometimes a day, sometimes a week, sometimes 4 months, sometimes, they have lives, right? We all should have lives. Yeah, I love Cat, the armadillo thing. It's rough. Fortunately, now that my peer is basically doing night duty, she gets most. So there's a lot less damage. There's no more deer in my immediate circle. But that's also the point of propagating thing and moving them out to feed everybody out there, right? So helps to have family and extended family nearby for sure. Yeah, I never had family and never, unfortunately, had an extended family. But the good news is the people that are in my life are family by choice. So I think that's way better. When I think back to my formative years or look at what everybody else is dealing with their family, I think I'm the lucky one, man. Sorry. I mean, and trust me, I've cried like 50 years over not having family, right? And who knows, I may have another spell in the future. I don't know if, yeah, so I get it. I desire and always had, but I do have that. They just don't live right here. And we don't share blood. We don't drink it together either. All right. Okay, so here's a name I wish I could pronounce. I don't know if doesn't look Greek, but it's all Greek to me. But hello. Thank you for being here. Okay. Flooded it out, washed away. So you are probably asking about the rains washing it all. Yeah, no. So fortunately, being on a hill, I don't get flooded like other people's gardens do. But 18 inches of rain in a short period of time is coming hard, so it washes it all down the hill, which ends up in the forest. Yeah, not up the hill where my gardens are growing. Aaron, been watching oh my God, since Pimp My Tent days. Wow. That is so cool. Thank you so much for being here. Speaking of formative years, and yeah, man, so my tent dome that I built, obviously you would know about that. I built another one here, not quite as big, and there isn't a tent inside, but I use it to sleep in sometimes and just wrap it with tulle to keep the bugs away. And then when people like stay in there, they just cover it with like tarps or canvas or something to have privacy. Yeah, but I learned a lot, man. Those were like the greatest days ever. And I truly started to step into my power and own and execute my purpose. And that's why, like, people would say, why don't you just be a normal person and get a hotel? Or, hey, pretty lady, sleep on my couch. Or I have an extra. Fuck you, dude. No, because your energies. Like, I needed to be secluded, heal my physical, heal the mental, like, those were some of the best days of my life, sleeping on the ground like that. Some of the most terrifying, some of the most hopeless, but definitely some of the absolute greatest. Yeah. So thanks for being here this long, Erin. Okay. So you got a hay bale and an 8x10 shed. Oh, wow. Yeah, no, that's super important, right? Because then it'll get moldy. So I barely got like an 8x10 or maybe 8x12, something like that out in the garden for garden because they're just sitting around, right? And the garage is full. And yeah, so congratulations. I'm glad you have a place to keep your hay. I'm just putting mine in the greenhouse, whatever, you know, help keep things warm, I guess. Why not? All right. So, yeah, dude, Love Cat's a badass, man. I just, you know, it's so weird because, like, back in the old days, we were allowed to like agree to disagree and still be friends, or we were allowed to be like different and still love each other. And like, I don't know what's changed, but yeah, it's pretty sad. But, anyways, and I'm not saying that because I disagree or anything like that. I'm just saying that it takes all people, right, for that community, that tribe, that county, that state, whatever you believe in, right? And she has so many skills that, I mean, I wish that like we could all be doing this together, right? It truly takes all types. And I just feel like society places so much emphasis on people being exactly like me, or they think I'm not going to like them if they're not like me. And that's just like the weirdest thing. Like, I want you to not be like me. Trust me, I'm enough me for like at least the country. And despite my talents in certain things, I'm super lacking in other areas, right? And then there's things I do because I have to, but not because I want to or love to. Like, I truly think, and I mean, I'm building this, so I don't give a fuck what anyone thinks, but I really believe in a world where everybody does what they love to do, right? And then nobody works again. And although I love what I do, it'd be great to share it or lessen the load a little so I do have time to enjoy the fruits of my labor, right? But yeah, I don't know. I'm all about being as different and diverse and talented in other areas. Yeah, so I just think like Love Cat, she's incredible. Like, I was watching her back when she was in California and growing like, I don't know, literally like millions of pumpkins or so, just everything, and feeding her neighbors and planting the sidewalk, and just like, it was beautiful. And then she moved out to the desert, and like, we're talking desert, not like the pretty desert that also has mountains and a stream, but like way out there, and got like what is it, goats or sheep or rat or I don't know, some big ass freaking livestock. And wait, what's happening? How am I talking? I hear me. Did something change? Weird. Whatever. Anyways, yeah, so I got mad respect for you, girl. Like, switching from that super abundance, good climate to the exact opposite, and you're rocking it and still learning new skills and still kicking butt. So, yep, you're a badass. Okay. Oh, thank you, Aaron. The tent setup actually was genius. I didn't know that at the time, right? It was just a matter of survival. And according to the news, I only had so much time and I was working a job. So, like, I had to get it done in those 2 days. And so I think that's what makes it even more genius, that you could literally do it in no time. And a single disabled, middle-aged woman, well, I'm probably more than middle-aged. Well, I'm definitely more than middle-aged now, but whatever that is. But I could do it alone, right? And like the fact that it never flooded, had moisture or condensation or even animals inside. So, yeah, like I was so passionate. I wanted to teach all the homeless people, look, you don't have to be homeless again. Just go rent a piece of dirt like I did and use your PVC rebar. And there you go. There's your fucking shelter. Get a little gas stove. Like, I just, I don't even want to talk about that. I know there's a lot in the news lately. Homeless are the cause of all the world's problems, but maybe the world's problems are the cause of homelessness. And not all homeless people are on drugs or criminals or whatever. Just look at the economy. And if you're too stupid to be able to do that, then I'm sorry. We can't be friends, and you are not invited to dinner tonight. I got tamales, by the way. So, all right. So thank you, Aaron. Yeah, like looking back and like after when I was taking it down and stuff was when I realized, wow, that truly was pretty cool engineering that literally could end homelessness. For the life of me, I do not understand why I still haven't found like 4 or 5 of me, like homeless people, like literally wanting to work and make a better life and build a better future. Like, I can't believe it. I thought I would have had several of them in those type of shelters until we can afford to, build bigger and better and all of that. But yeah, it's weird. Weird. Weird, weird, weird. Oh, you guys are sweet. Thank you for the kind comment. Oh no, now the comments just jump. I have to scroll back. Okay, here we go. Yeah, the sweet comments. Thank you so much. Natural beauty, whatever, dude. I'm beautiful if you're an armadillo or maybe a dog. Thanks. Whatever. I don't like real homesteaders don't have fucking time. Like 90% of the time when people come over here, I smell like a freaking pig. I probably look like it. I literally have sweat dripping down my face, in my eyeballs. I am disgusting. And that's summer, of course. Thank God it's starting to cool off. But trust me, I'm fucking disgusting. Okay. Whatnot. I don't know what whatnot is. I remember when you first built those wood beds on the hill. Yeah. Yeah, dude. I did all that main part like in the first 2 months. Like, because when I got nature wasn't going to wait for me. I had to bust ass. And it was morning till I couldn't see or walk anymore. And like, I'd be pulling myself up the stairs to just drop in bed. Makes for a good night's sleep, though, and I am sure you know. Yeah, so now all those wood beds are concrete, and they'll last forever. They're much sturdier, easy, and more to come. I'm going to replace most of them, not the wood ones close to the house, but yeah, even the Sacred Circle, the armadillo was fucking up those big old trunks from that one big tree I cut. Like, they could bore through concrete. Like, they are a danger. So, to any armadillo who's listening, suck it. Okay. Where's my crown? Nervaline withdrawal. You didn't get your Nervaline yet? Oh my God, the mail has been sucking lately. Like, for almost 2 decades, I've been mailing shit. Priority, always 2 days. Now it's more than double the price from when I started. And in a lot of cases, less than half the service. And like, most recently, I just lost 5 pounds, 4.5 pounds of passion fruit. Yeah, trying to ship them and never again. It's just too much. So, and yeah, thank you. The Nervaline definitely is a lifesaver. I'm so grateful to be able to do this. And, they're in small batches, not because I'm trying to be like a marketing genius. Obviously, it's not a game. I'm not like trying to set up what's that word? The lack of, or I don't know, there's a word for it. I can't think right now. It was in a title of an old show we did, but it's the opposite of abundance. But that's only because when you're building a medicinal food forest, it starts like this, then it gets like that, then it gets like that. Like, some plants I still haven't harvested or couldn't the first year or two, or if I did, it was a pint or a quart. There wasn't enough, now they're bigger, so I can propagate them and create more and this and that. But that's where I'm at with the valerian. And I can only harvest it. I only harvest roots in fall, or winter. Yeah, because technically it's fall, but it's also technically growing season. I still got buttloads of cucumbers, tomatoes, pepper, summer shit still going on. So, oh, Vicky, yeah, I got your order, and I don't send on weekends, because then they just hold it up even longer, and we're paying those exorbitant shipping prices and driving 22 miles. Took me a couple years to find out that they were sitting there over the weekend. So yeah, that'll ship out. And if you do want to add some of that, then just send me an email. Like I said, Ozarks Church of Nature at gmail.com, or on the Facebook page. And then I have like Cash App, Zelle, and there's a PayPal button on my site. So you could just pay another way, and it's not on the site because, again, there's limited supply. So I'm reserving it for my existing clientele, right? That are taking care of me and helping me do this, right? Like, I mean, yeah, I'm doing the work, but I can't do it if people aren't buying it, right? And then every fucking penny I get goes back to more plants or more equipment or more, that's obviously, right? I'm expanding. I'm building like professional websites, not the childish one you've been using since its inception. All of my sites have always been childish, right? But yeah, now I'm like paying professionals and making it beautiful and functional and like all of those things that you deserve, right? And let me tell you, if I go to a site like mine and it acts up, I'm out. So I get it, right? I can't expand with subpar shit. In the future, there'll be more Nervaline. And after I get through all of these changes, I'll assess where I'm at, and I may put some bottles on the site. But yeah, I just have this policy. I take care of the people that take care of me. And because that is so helpful for my people, I just feel like the shepherd that has to make sure that they get it, right? And it's not that hard to be an existing client. Make a fucking order, right? Act like you care. Act like you support this. Simple. So it's not like some exclusive club you have to sign up to. Just, you know. So there you go. Oh, the crowns. So the crowns are the most comments. So I guess whoever talks the most shit wins. Paul, what is your ideal vision for your place, people-wise? I kind of think I've discussed that. I don't know how long you've been here. But yeah, I've definitely discussed that. It's also on pinned posts on Ozarks Church of Nature on Facebook. And I'm not sure what you mean by people wise. Does that mean like how many or what kind? And since I don't know what you're referring to, I'll just say all people are welcome. We do have like a very short set of rules, and those rules include all are welcome, respect for all life, and due to those rules, that means no politics, no religion. And all religions are welcome, all non-religions are welcome, all types of political or whatever, sex or gender or whatever people, you're all welcome. There's just no preaching, right? We listen to no man's word here. We listen to the sounds of nature. We build community. We love one another exactly where we are. You know, I'm creating a safe space for everyone. And I have had almost every religion here. And for certain like tours and events, I have multiple religions at the same time, and everyone getting along and loving one another. Imagine that, right? Same thing with the politics thing. So those are definitely the most important rules, and technically should encompass all the rest, but some people need to spell it out. I hate that. Okay, so yeah, that's the crown. I'm glad you like the added skull cap. It, perfect example. It takes a minute to build up enough to be able to harvest and preserve the life of the plant. So I kind of have like a 30-30-30 rule. But again, with weather warfare, extra rain, droughts, this and that, moving that hose around all day, every day, I still can't get to everything before something dies, right? So, but that's also why I'm planting now, and I pre-seed and do things like that. So eventually, more soil, more mulch, more poop, more all of that, then that'll help the drought, and things will come up when they're ready, like most of them have. So, do you mix and sell your smokable? I do. It's called Sacred Ceremonial Blend on the site. And by the way, read the comments because they made me laugh out loud. Or not the comment, the reviews on the Sacred Ceremonial. They're fucking hilarious. But yeah, this is respiratory medicine. It works on the parasympathetic nerve system. So, if your mind is going a million miles a minute, or you can't sit down because there's like 100 things over there that need to be done, this helps, right? Fungus in the lungs, things like that, asthma, bronchitis. I'm not making any claims. I'm just saying, like, even non-smokers smoke this, right? You don't have to be a smoker to smoke medicine and give thanks. And, we're blessing the plants by utilizing them in the ways that they want to be used, right? Like, we as a species and a society have disrespected the earth, real medicine, real food, everything all around us in such a grand scale. I honestly just can't believe she hasn't pulled the plug on us. And I'm definitely not, whatever. I know all that shit's man-made, and I'm not talking about any doom, nothing like that, right? Obviously, if I believed in any of that, I wouldn't be working 16 to 20 hours a day building this, right? Like, you don't just hop on your homestead, plant a couple seeds, and then poof, there's a food forest, right? Like, it takes years, time, dedication. So, yeah, I prefer to live a life outside the system. I support it as minimally as possible, right? Like, I have to buy gas once a month. I have to, there's a few things, Bic, lighters, a comb, a phone, whatever, but other than that, like, my food comes from here, a neighbor, or if it doesn't come here and I have to have it, or my whatever, then Azure Organic, and they deliver usually once a month if the order's big enough, but I order like 4 times a year and get things that are super important to me that I don't ever want to be out of, like lemons and ginger and things like that. So, yeah, I'm an odd duck. Okay, so wait a minute. People donated money. Wow. Hey, man, that's never happened. Oh my God, that is so amazing. How do I even... Let me click on this and see what happens. Savannah. Oh, marmalade. Cats. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much. I'm trying to like it and it won't let me, but it let me heart it. Aw, thank you. How do I get out of there though? I've never seen this before. I have no idea what to do or how to even act right. Misty Moon. Wow. Gosh, thank you so much. This is just really, really, really kind of you guys. Wow. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to move on the comments, and when I catch up, I guess I'll start talking shit again or just keep answering your questions. I've been living on Immunoline and it has saved me. Yeah, Immunoline is super badass too. If you don't want to be sick or allergies, and we'll just hypothetically call it the chemtrail flu. By the way, is it a virus if a virus has not been isolated and proven according to their own standards? And given that, they give antibiotics for bacteria. But is bacteria airborne? I'm not so sure. You know what is, though? Spores. Fungal spores. Mm-hmm. And that's why antibiotics and all of that stuff doesn't work for the chemtrail flu, right? And also why ventilators will make it worse, because when you're inhaling the fungal, it builds pockets like until you have no way to get anything through your bronchioles at all. Mm-hmm. So you can have oxygen or have it here, but it is not getting through. And I'm just going to say, so you know how they have to kind of tell us everything, right? But then you watch too many movies, or they'll rename it a conspiracy or whatever. But if you remember the beginning, or in the beginning of the chemtrail flu, They said it came from like bats or bat shit or something like that. Yeah, which inhaling their molded fungal shit and piss can literally kill you. And after it, and here's the thing. So if you have cancer, like a tumor forms around it to protect you from the nasty substance inside there, right? But if it's fungal, it creates the sacs, the biofilm around it to protect it from you. And so it can keep growing and growing and growing and growing and growing and take over like all of the movies, right? So the bats, then the movies. Now, I hope this is not new information to anyone, but they only speak things they want you to hear, even if they're supposedly slandering it or poo-pooing it, right? For example, ivermectin and fenbendazole. I personally don't take part. I understand. I get it. My point here is ivermectin's antiparasitic, fenbendazole's antifungal. But wait, you said it's a virus. But wait, you said I need antibiotics. So for those of you who don't know, there's the mystery why that's not solved. So honestly, if you have super strong and hearty ginger and clove, put some lemon in there every single day, Immunoline every single day, or maybe not every day, but when you see the lot. And I'll tell you what, I'm a first responder. I know when everybody dies and gets sick. And it goes along with the tic-tac-toes in the sky. So I don't know. I probably already said too much, but I will say this. When you see the black lines, right, there's a few different kinds and all kill different stuff, whatever. Oh, here's another thing, speaking of kill. So when my few cats had like bobcat fever or Rocky Mountain or whatever they called it, right? They didn't give them antibiotics. They gave them antifungal. So even they know, right? And the fact that they don't test for that when you go into the hospital is highly suspect. So if this ever happens to you, take my advice, drink this every day, Immunoline, eat a raw clove of garlic, and stop eating their shit, right? Like, it's so simple. Like, stop begging slave masters to stop poisoning you. How about this? Take some self-responsibility and stop supporting them. Support locals that are actually doing stuff and investing in real food and medicine for their communities. Like, they would all go away if everybody practiced what they preach. Right? They would just poof, disappear. But then you wouldn't have anything to complain about, would you? So that would be boring. I'm just saying, you know? So create the world you want. The only vote that matters is with your dollars. Support the world you want with your dollars. You can't like go around complaining, oh, corporate took over, there's no more mom and pops. Well, guess what? We're around. You just want convenience. Convenience is a fucking buzzkill. I know, I've done those videos. Let me get back to comments. All right. What does poke do for you? This is not medical advice. What it does for me is make sure that I don't wake up with trigger finger and that I can move my hands. The Nervaline does the same thing too. And I switch off. And just to like see, does the poke do it alone? And the answer is yes. And does the Nervaline do it alone? And the answer is yes. But also, the Nervaline is a bunch of nootropics, which I could probably use, right? It just makes everything better. Think about it. If you're not like stressed and agitated and this, and then your heart works better. Like everything works better. Your digestion, your bowels, like, yeah. So But poke. So lots of old timers here swear by one berry a day, and they also claim that it helped either their diabetes, heart, or arthritis. Arthritis is the one I hear the most. I'm not making any claims, except that it works for me. And you can go back and see my videos when I lived in the van in 2017, and you'll see the nodules on my fingers. And now they're not there. Where'd they go? Couldn't even hold my own coffee cup back then. So I'm a living example of everything I talk about. There's the before and after of everything, like from when I was in a wheelchair and my children feeding and clothing me, to dying of brain, whatever the fuck, and like all the other shit, the autoimmune, the strokes, like I literally, all this happened publicly, and then I healed publicly. So I know my shit. All right. I take it very seriously, right? Like some people want to be like, oh, how cute. An herbalist. She grows flowers. Oh, she must be a hippie. Oh, that's so adorable. Like, bitch, I eat vampires like you for fucking breakfast. I take what I do extremely seriously. And that is why you cannot find this quality anywhere. No, I'm not bragging. No, I'm not egotistical. I'm just telling you like it is. I have shared with you over the years all the other hundreds of things I suck royally at, and I'll be happy to do it again. But we all have talents. We all have gifts. We all have offerings, right? We all have different purposes. This is mine. And I lived it. Like I'm a literal living testimonial. Never mind the hundreds that you can find on myteressence.net. So, all right. The cost of trucks. Yeah, it's bullshit. Yeah, look up a new one, dude. They're more than homes these days. It's insanity. Trickle tube and drip tape. You're probably talking about the garden. So when you see it, then you can come up with an idea. We did come up with an idea this spring to make it easier, but as things grew, it doesn't work. So, so what I did before in the Ozarks with a much smaller garden was what I called hillbilly irrigation. And I collected everybody's broken hoses and just put them in the different beds on a timer. But this garden is a little bigger than that. And there's mowing and all of that going through. So I don't know how that could happen based on the current setup. But yeah, when you're here, if you can come up with a solution, but yeah, like all the normal solutions that would work for a normal backyard, it does not apply here. The land, that like everything, it's yeah. And it's not the same everywhere in the Ozarks, right? Some people have like river bottom soil. Some people do have soil. Not everybody's on an incline like I am, right? But yeah, the land. The land will teach you what works or doesn't work. The sacred ceremonial. Oh, thank you, Tom, for putting the ingredients in there. Yeah, cool. All right. Savannah. Monitoring the homestead group. So it's like 3 easy questions. Like just that's the thing. Like everybody wants to know everything about me, my life story, even though it's already out there publicly. But they don't want to tell anything about themselves. Like, you want to hide your fucking name, hide your fucking face, like, what the fuck? Like, I ain't your mama, like, give and take. So if I have to pry something out of somebody, automatic no, bye. Like, I don't fucking have time. It's like, And if I did have time, that isn't what I would be choosing, right? Like I choose soul enriching projects, or if I don't have something like that, then guess what? I'm fucking meditating. I'm talking or listening to God or both at the same time, or listening to the birds, or reading a book, or what, like I'm feeding my soul. Like, yeah, I don't have time for childish shit, right? Just come straight, come clean. That's me. I'm the same person here. I'm the same person behind closed doors as I am here and have been the last 20 years. You've seen me cry, you've seen me cuss, you've seen me give up, you've seen me beg for death, you saw me come back, you saw me beg for death again. Like, you know what I mean? Like, that's me. It's real. It's raw. Don't wear a fucking mask. I hate that shit. And don't try to pretend to be me. I fucking hate that shit too. Be you. Be you to your fullest, right? This is a very healing, sacred place. People come from all over for a reason, right? Like, so take advantage of it. I literally think it would be a crime for me to not invite the world and do what I'm doing here. So, yeah. All right. Unresolved trauma issues. Herein resides a lot of issues. Wouldn't you agree? Yeah, Paul. That's the reason that nobody heals, or most people will never heal, because all dis-ease comes from unresolved trauma, suppressed emotions. I've been talking about that pretty heavily for well over a decade. And again, that's another thing that I got to live publicly. And here's the funny thing, also publicly. So before I knew that I had unresolved trauma and daddy issues and mommy and all of that, right? Like I was buying books to help other people, right? Like those poor people. Which of course, trying to save the world because I was running from myself, right? So I deeply felt for these people. But here's the thing, if you're not healed, everything you do is tainted with that unhealed energy. So one of these books I bought, I decided to read. It threw me in a dark night of the soul that nobody thought I was going to get out of. Maybe 3 weeks, a month on the couch, crying, begging for death. Like, I was reading, I'm like, oh my God, that's me. Oh my God, that's me. Oh my God. Ah, my whole life is a lie and a failure and blah, 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 right? So, yeah, ever since that moment, and I think I was 38, like I knew I wasn't perfect, right? But I didn't understand the trauma, the freeze and flight. What are those again? Whatever they are, but they don't talk about the freezing, right? Oh, flight, or fight or flight. Yeah, and then freeze and like how, yeah. So, anyways, yeah. So I personally, people who do not take self-responsibility and work on their issues hate me and always will, right? And I don't hate them, but I'm a reminder of the work that they don't want to do, or they just dismiss it as delusional or crazy. And that's fucking fine too. I don't care. You just tell me where you are, right? So, living here, like being real and getting real to heal and like actively working on yourself is like a requirement. We don't have perfect people here. We never will. And if you're perfect, go somewhere else. We don't do denial. Yeah. So, yeah, I'm building a safe space for people to literally get real and heal, right? And I understand in people's normal lives, you can't talk about issues, right? Or your friends want to lock you up, your family wants to lock you up. Like if you cry or express any emotion, oh, that's bad, or oh, just shut up, or censor you, or just like fuck that. Like reality, authenticity only if you're still wearing a mask. I promise you will fucking hate me. Yeah, and I'll enjoy it. I'll just laugh because I know exactly why. Pocket Christie. That's hilarious. Actually, it might be a thing. So, seeking investors. I mean, I do know I get told all the time, oh, I went shopping today and I just heard you in my head, everything I was looking at. And yeah, so, and that's a thing. I don't like when I do sessions or when I help people heal, I ain't trying to make them dependent on me at all. I want you to have all the tools that you need to never need another me, another doctor, another anybody ever again. So, yeah. Yeah, Tom, it is also called angel trumpet. It's also called devil's trumpet. It's also called Jimson weed. I mean, that's the thing. There's like probably 20 different names. Devil's thorn apple. I can't remember them all right now. Who cares? They just have the most delicious, sweetest nectar ever. And if I could like bottle it or turn their aroma into a perfume, yeah, but you only get to smell it for like, it blooms at night and so fragrant and beautiful. And then by morning, it's like 95% gone. Yeah, it's unfortunate. So, do you know anything about pot syndrome? Looking for herbs for that for a friend. Couldn't find anything on Google. Yeah. So, what I do know is every syndrome is a lie, and that everything can be healed with nature, or at least most. And I've also learned that giving advice, herbal advice online to strangers is unwise. Back in the old days, I used to just like, blah, 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 take this, it'll work for everybody. But I don't know this person's allergies, medications, medical history. Herbs can and do sometimes interact negatively with medications and even other herbs. So I don't give advice to anybody without knowing all that, their allergy, everything else. And yeah, and I usually don't talk to anybody until they've taken their diet for a week, diet journal, like everything they put in their mouth, food, beverage, etc. And that just saves us all time, right? And it's not so I can like punish you. And by the way, I have a video. It's like why you don't want me as your health coach, and I talk about that more there. But yeah, so I want to help you find the best way for you. I have another video. I think it's something about the perfect diet. And I discuss that in there. And what's that called when you like ruin the ending? It's not buzzkill, but anyways, I'm just going to say there is no one perfect diet, right? So we're not the same. It's fucking ridiculous to think we're all the same. Sure, we have like a head, a torso, 2 arms, 2 legs, usually 5 fingers and toes. We're not the same. We live in different environments. We have different biologies. We're not the same. So there is no one size fits all diet or herb. And that's the wonderful thing about nature because there are so many choices, right? Like I just had to make a pain cream for somebody that can't have mint or peppers or any fragrance at all. So literally all the things that everybody knows to reduce pain, I couldn't use. Like, it literal 0 cent. So everybody's different, and that's my take on that. I joined the quilting group at the library and got lucky. They're awesome ladies and 50% off for off-gridders like me. Dude, that is so cool. And you quilt, man. That shit looks so hard. I crochet, but and one of these days I'll learn to use like these updated computerized sewing machines because my singer's gone. But antique, yeah, those are the best. But I'll figure it out. How far is the Lowe's or Home Depot? So I'm on Google Maps. You can check it out there. But Home Depot is in Harrison. That's about 33 miles. Branson has Lowe's. And technically it's in Hollister. So I think that's about 47-ish miles away. The other Lowe's is in Mountain Home, and that's 62 miles away. They do have a hardware store and a feed store 24 miles away, but I rarely go that direction. So I usually go to Harrison, which is, 30 to 30 something, depending on which side of the city you're going to. And Branson's like just under about an hour. Hollister's just under an hour. I remember your nicely painted van from Washington days. Aw, thank you. I'm glad you look back fondly about how resilient you are and were then too. Thank you. It was a really difficult, terrifying, challenging time, but yeah, it's the greatest. I wish this for everyone. I mean, here's the thing, like everybody wants superpowers, right? But you don't want to do what it takes to acquire and perfect them, right? Like, you can't just be like, abracadabra, bitch. You know what I mean? So those years were really, yeah, they were instrumental. Yeah, I mean, I don't recommend my path for anyone because it would definitely kill most people. But if you're into it, I highly recommend it. I love who I am now, right? And like, yeah, it was a tough, like, I feel sorry for the unhealed Christie, and yeah, it's okay. And thank you, Viva. I lived in a teepee and worked in the woods for about 5 years, only had what I truly needed, and it all fit in the pickup. Happiest I've ever been. Isn't that the truth, Vicky? It's just, I mean, and it takes work then too, right? You got to haul water or propane or gas or, you have to figure shit out. But at the end of the day, after you do, it's great. You're not spending your whole life like running from place to place and job and home and sports and bars and just like shopping and like all these things that we've been trained as totally normal. And like how many jobs to afford your home in the city, and then if you're in a really big city, you get to pay for parking too, which in many cases is higher than your car payment, right? So I don't know. It is a learning curve. It's not all rainbows, unicorns, cherries. There's definitely some sour cherries in there. But ultimately, at the end of the day, I do it because I love it, right? Yeah, so I'll get through the comments and then I think I've addressed like a bunch of things that are challenges, but I know there's more in there. I'm just getting carried away and I'm talking too much, so I never smoked my spliffy spliff. How many goats? 8 right now, but one had an emergency the other day, and I'm standing by. He's doing all right. He's eating and drinking, not moving much. But yeah. Okay, reconnecting with the earth is crucial to healing. Absolutely. I mean, everything about life these days or society is just so anti-nature. It's not just anti-nature, it's anti-life in general. So, yeah, I mean, here's the thing, we are nature. And like one of the like cool and interesting little things is that all of the elements and minerals we have in our body is also in the earth in the same percentages, right? So like from water to copper to selenium to gold even, right? So I don't know, there's something to it, but we are nature. And all disease begins with lack of our disconnection to nature, to our nature. We can't do it all, and we all have gifts and talents. Sharing those can make things happen. We also learn new skills along the way. I love that. Yes. The thing jumped, so I have to scroll back and find you. Yeah, it just knocked me out of the comments, so I have to scroll back. Okay, here we go. Found it. We can't do it all. Okay. Home Depot in Harrison, Lowe's Mountain Home. Yep. We respected all the differences and appreciated the similarities. I even appreciate the differences. Like, wouldn't it be boring if everybody was exactly like you? Like, literally thought the exact same, had the exact same goal. Like, what would we learn? Like, that's like The Giver or Equals, like one of those dystopian movies. I don't want a world of same. Yeah, I think that's weird. 6,100 feet altitude south of Navajo Nation, 3 inches of rain, sheep, rabbits, turkeys, and chickens, and trying to crack the code for gardening here. Appreciate the shout out. Wow. That's incredible, man. Yeah, the 3 inches of rain a year, I'm assuming. I grow a bunch of drought resistant shit. And you have to haul water, I think, or maybe hopefully you have a tank that somebody can deliver. But yeah, that's really rough. Wow. Well, we can trade. You could send me some chicken, and I'll send you some garden shit. All right. Dust Devils come through and rattles everything. Yep, there's that. Kabuki, what's up? Good to see you. I guess I'm like a little behind in the comments. I'm really excited that you're happy to see me back too. Thank you. Beth, thank you. Love Cat. Okay, love you. Take care. You probably thrive under extreme pressure. I do. That's why I think it's hilarious when people try to stop me. It just makes me grow bigger, like dummies. You're only like, they turned me into the beast that they fear, right? Or that they hate, jealous or what, all that dumb kind of stuff. Yeah, but you're the one that makes me this motivated. So if you want me to fail, then stop hating. Dominic, enter the Johnson. Okay, how's it going? Good to see you. Thanks for being here. Joby in the background. Oh yeah, he is there. Oh, let me move my water bottle. Sweet little Joby. Neverline Monday. Wow, fuck the mail. Okay, Pony Express would be faster for sure. An electric bike would be faster these days. 11 for flat rate priority envelope. Right, it's 12 for the bubble wrap envelopes now. It's insane. And then one box bigger is like 22. And then the other one's like fucking 30 or 33. I was like, yeah. So nice. Climbing in trees to sleep. That's badass. That's awesome. I'd probably be afraid I'd fall. I'm kind of big. It's hard to find branches this big. And then when you do, they're like way up there. Okay. A lot of crime in town. It was safer in a tree, of course. All right. Savannah, thank you so much. I can't wait. I just had to put the sneak preview, but clearly that's not the launch. So I'm not going to say it here in the video. But it's coming. A hammock sounds safer. Yeah, hammocks are awesome. I had one here, but it got kind of beat up in the wind. So now I have a cloth one. I just need help hanging it. I don't trust myself trying to hang bodies from trees. It sounds difficult. I was homeless, had no means, and if I'd be seen in a hammock, I was in the tree because no one would stumble upon me when I was sleeping. It's different for a woman out there in areas riddled with crime. Yeah, I hear that. Yep. Yeah, it's way different for a single woman out there. I know how to talk shit. Crown me the queen shit talker. We'll keep talking. Seriously, though, if you're not purchasing these healing products, what the fuck are you doing for yourself? Thank you, Savannah. And I do agree, but thank you. Misty Moon, Christie, I've been a fan of yours since you interviewed. Wow, George Cavasilis. Holy shit, that's a long time ago. I have some of your beautiful postcards. Wow, that is so cool. Thank you so much for being here. That is great. Yeah, it does feel good to be. I honestly wish I had more time, right? And maybe that day will come one day. But for now, I work all the time. GDL, are you still in contact with Andrew Norton Weber? No, I haven't heard from any of them since like before my homelessness. Like, yeah, everybody became too cool for me all of a sudden. So I don't know if your products are, well, yeah, I can only harvest certain things certain times of the year. So, and then I do put out seasonal specials, like right now is Summer Love, but that won't come around again until next summer. I mean, unless people wanted to buy it all up all year, that, maybe I'd make room for another amazing skincare option. Misty Moon, thank you so much for your donation. Like that, I never had a donation here. Like, that's so cool. Wow, thank you. Aww. Thank you. Savannah's looking for her wrench. The crown's not good enough. Are some of your products seasonal? Yeah. Okay, and Savannah, thank you so much. So kind of you guys. I really, really appreciate the support. Let me tell you. So dogs and cats are grain-free. The goats and chickens and ducks are all fermented, whole grain, peas, seeds, shit like that. I mix myself. Mealworms, which are expensive as fuck these days. Supplements like kelp and mineral, And then, of course, all the stuff I grow. But grain-free food for dogs and cats these days, check it out. And I have 1 million cats and 10 dogs. So it's, I definitely appreciate any, and you don't have to. I'm not, trust me, I ain't trying, I'm just going to keep fucking working, right? But dude, like, no kindness goes unnoticed, and it's super appreciated. Thank you. All right. I need plants that support my lungs. Well, there's mullein or elecampane. I'm not really, holy basil's a good one. Nettles also. Ginger is good for all of that, right? Mints are good. I mean, I don't know your condition or what your end goal is, right? Or if you just want to drink a tea or take a tincture, or, I don't know, echinacea, lots of things are good for the lungs, but I would definitely have to know more before I could give solid non-medical advice in a public space. Okay. Long time fan. Thank you so much. Wow, that was a long time ago. This is so cool. Okay. Deadwolf, what's up? Aw, so good to see you. All of you. This is fun. I'm going to just spend the whole night reading comments and never get back to the topic, probably. Deadwolf, the normie zombies are too stupid to be allowed on Mother Earth. I know of what you speak. Christie, I'll attempt to email however I can contact you in the morning to see if you can add Nerve, Align, and the Smoke Blend. Yep, I sure can. So Ozarks Church of Nature at Gmail, or the Ozarks Church of Nature page on Facebook. Or I'm on Google Maps, right? Text that phone number. And I say, we don't have phone towers here. Sometimes the phone works, most of the time, not so much. I believe I get most texts, and then, yeah. So there's that. I definitely recommend Immunoline. Thank you, Tom. I'm just so glad it's helping you. I could perhaps visit someday. Maybe you could help me figure out why I'm losing weight. I can't afford to lose weight. All right. Well, I would definitely have to know more about your situation before I could properly attempt to not give medical advice, right? And yeah, I think you said you're moving to the area, so just schedule a day trip. And again, contacting me at my email or that Facebook page. Or I think you're also on Twitter. So yeah, you can, I'll get them. I'm just there way less often. And I don't have social media on my phone, people. So calm down. If I don't I don't always have time to get on the computer. So it's nothing personal, I promise. I'm just busy. So have you started a fire yet? Yeah, Deadwolf's kind of like a badass. I think I don't want to pick a fight with him. So whatever you want. I don't want him throwing knives at me. But if you want to see a professional doing that shit, then check out his channel, Deadwolf Resistance 13. It's good to see you all. I don't lie. I'm a truther. Keep on trucking. No axe throwing today. Okay, let's see. Eve Marie. Back to the dark side stuff. Attracting the grifters seems to be a common theme for you. How come? Well, there's been 3. And I would say, how come? Because I've had an open door policy and people just show up. I've been very welcoming to everyone since day one, and that's going to happen. I definitely attract way more solid, awesome people there, but there is a culture of grifters that don't want to contribute. They want to take their entitled city lifestyle and bring it out here. And yeah. So I don't think that that's I mean, that's everywhere. There's not one single homesteader I've seen in any of the groups. I mean, people are like offering to give their property away because they're so frustrated. So, why is it more prevalent in today's society? That might probably be a better question. Wait, did you send more money, Savannah? $10 more? Wow. Oh my God, you guys. Thank you. Christine, wow. You guys. Thank you so much. My buddy wants me to go to AK. Alaska's kind of far, but AR isn't that far. Not much farming in AK, right? Alaska's beautiful though. I would love that. Paul asked the question about the grifters. Yeah, I mean, yeah, it's been that one couple that said they were showing up one way and were different people, and then they immediately got in a, do you call it a legal, like cop inducing situation, like before they got here. So by the time they got here, yeah, it was yucky. And then we had people in common that, yeah, they were literally criminals on the run. So, and of course, this is a great place to hide. I mean, I've had people like, hi, I'm Miss Stanford. I'm just going to have a house delivered to your property on Saturday. It's like, yeah, no. And then the next one, she said that she basically wanted to be me and learn my skills, but she literally did not want to get off the couch. And she's a thief and an alcoholic, and none of these things were disclosed. And yeah, I've honestly never seen anybody so entitled. And with her, though, I didn't even tell her to leave the property. I just told her she can't come in my house again. So that was like too much disrespect. But of course she left because she was trying to sneak boxes in my house to move in and squat. So yeah. Okay. Oh, and then the last one, that's kind of tough because the woman is absolutely beautiful and delightful. But there's also what's super prevalent in this society is super bright, beautiful women getting in situations with narcissists, and she was in a situation with that. And they have a kid, and she was carrying all the load, and so yeah, that like she's definitely welcome back anytime. But yeah, the situation. So he kind of thought that, yeah, he was trying to help himself for something else while trying to act like, yeah, anyways, so that was a sad situation. So the other, yeah, so those are the only actual grifter type people that have been here. There's been other people like in person. Yeah, like a couple that pretend they want to help, but they just want to steal my recipes, but that's no big deal. Anyways, so the percentage of people that come here is definitely 95% amazing. It's just fake book people, you can't always tell. And I know I can see the grifters now through the messenger, and I like, when I'm done, I'm done. I just quit responding. And Yeah. So, yeah, I'm fortunate. The criminal people, that lasted 2 days. So that wasn't that big of a deal. And the other one was like a week of mooching, and the other one was 3 weeks. Um, but yeah, how could I not feed the beautiful girl and her baby? It was the self-absorbed. I don't know. I truly hope that I have a lot of young, beautiful friends in that situation, and I get it. I was there too, right? It's almost like I don't know. I think that's what makes us, though. When we're strong enough to get away, we know our power, and I really hope that for her. And she's definitely welcome back. He's not. So, plot spoiler. Thank you. Okay, time to turn our backs on farming. Okay, well, I'm not. I mean, I don't farm per se. I just grow what I need or want with, a little extra. Um, I don't want the pressure of like being a full on farm and multiple crops, and I'm not into rows. Yeah, I'm more medicine based, with also food, but yeah, I ain't trying to like supply grocery stores or anything. I'll close out the chat now. Okay, nighty night, 10 years in a travel trailer. Well, I got room for your trailer. Would you rather have a cow that will give you a calf every year? A tractor can't do that. Good. Yeah, but you have to feed a cow too. So, yeah, and it takes, it's a lot of dang feeding before the cow's going to start giving you little babies. But okay, I made it to the end of the comments. So if you have any other questions, and then I'll just try to think of like, the dark side of homesteading that you don't get to hear about in YouTube, with all the people in their pretty dresses making it look all perfect and has time to edit videos. Like, yeah, real homesteads, at least ones that are done by one or two people, that's not possible. And yeah, maybe the homesteads and stuff are real, but they have a lot more help and support somewhere. So, I mean, a lot of people have made a lot of money off of like homesteading or gardening videos or things like that, right? And I mean, good, sincerely, good for them. But at least at this homestead, there's no time for that. Cool, I caught up. And it's truly been a delight to see every one of you. So yeah, waving your magic wand, and you want this homestead and this community and this healing retreat. Like, who's gonna build it? Who's gonna pay for it? Like, I'm all about sustainable communities where people all do what they love to do and everything gets done, right? But in the world we're living in now, we like have to pay people. And we don't, even if your property was paid off, you still have to pay the state every year the same taxes you did when you initially made the purchase, right? So I think that's great. It'd be wonderful to live a life without money, but somebody has to make the money, right? And pay the bills, or there is no land to do this. So there is kind of, I'm all about, obviously, sharing and building together. Like, I literally have a whole empire planned. And I mean, it's not just in my head, it's in my notebooks. I've laid the groundwork. You haven't seen it because I'm grinding in silence, because that's all I have time to do. But being one person, I can't run all of those operations, right? And I want this to be fully self-sustaining, to where we would never have to leave the property if we didn't want to, right? Or if there ever was some repeat of 2020 or whatever, or, you know, I like people. I like going to town. I like, the fact that we have the option to go to stores and things like that. But also, it's not like when you live like city life, you're used to going to the store like twice a week or something. And like here, it's like once a month. You plan ahead, because why do you want to drive 2 hours or more, for food all the time? So you kind of learn to plan your day trips. So get the bank, the food, the feed, the hardware, the whatever tool, anything you need, and just like fill up your car, van, truck, whatever you have, right? And yeah, so the lifestyle change, I think, is, while like everybody who's been here says it's their most peaceful night's sleep, they appreciate the clean water, they say their skin looks better, the fresh food, the beauty. But some people that are used to cities, like the quietness kind of freaks them out. Like, so yeah, but I get it. So I used to live under a flight path when I was in the city. I didn't even hear him anymore. And it was just like normal, and falling asleep with the TV on and probably the radio on too, and being on a busy corner with like horns and gas station noises and like all of that, right? Yeah. So I know it was an adjustment, like moving to, just such a drastic change that, it's definitely a learning curve. And when you're living remote, it's not all that easy. Like I mentioned before, sometimes things die. And there's a road here. And let me tell you, I've lost a lot of my best friends on that street. And it does not get easier. Veda, that big rescue I took in that was supposed to die in 2 weeks, 5 years ago, well, she lived to 16 and a half. I got her off all of her medications and that shitty food, and she lived a long, full life till about a month ago. And what happened a month ago, and for those of you who know Veda, she's big. So she got out, and I knew that was her last joyride. It just like it hit, but there was nothing I could do. She didn't come back, and I'm talking about the same night, because normally she would just like go on a little joyride and be back in like a half hour or something. She's like old. She can't like run, or, you know what I mean? She's just like, so you just have to let her do it, right? Well, this time, it was about close to midnight, and I just decided to go out and check again. Like I heard something, and she did make it back, and she had a gaping hole in her leg, like her ankle looked like a small caliber, like went right through her, kind of. So it was pretty open and yuck, and she couldn't walk, didn't want to eat, didn't like, when I first came across her, I thought she was already gone. And fortunately, once I pet her and tried to shove a treat in her mouth, she got up, but then she just like looked at me and went back down. So I'm like, okay, well, what do? I'm here alone. I couldn't lift her if I wanted to, right? Like, but when you are homesteading, you have to figure out new ways, or again, build community and have neighbors that you can rely on, right? Like when I got the histo, my neighbors were right here. And when you say neighbors in the country, they're not next door. Like some of them might be a couple miles away, but some of them are 40 miles away or 22 miles away. And they were here, right? So, and I did have somebody that day. So she did live a few more days. And then by the time I made the post saying, oh my God, she made it. This is amazing. Look how good she looks. She died that night. And it's crazy because, like, I see that in humans right before they die. They might be sick for a long time, and then right before they die, they look like they're 13 again, or just like young and vibrant and like glowing. And yeah, so that happened to Veda, and then she was dead by morning. Well, what do I do now, right? Or I've adopted a lot of not so healthy animals bigger than me. And like, that's a problem. Those aren't things we think about when we're first starting to homestead, right? Or we're going to go to the country, we're going to have chickens and goats and everything's going to be perfect and we're going to live in. But no, man, there's emergencies all the time. You can't make a schedule and stick to it because you don't know what you're going to wake up to, right? Yeah. So there's that. And if you aren't like self-sufficient off grid, when we have 20 tornadoes a day or whatever the new normal is, like, how and what are you going to eat? What about your animals? How are they going to get water? What about your food supply, your crops? Are they going to die? Like, what? Yeah, it's not easy thinking of all of these things ahead of time. We don't have Amazon like same day delivery. There ain't nobody delivering anything on a Sunday. In fact, you're not even going to be able to get a pizza delivered. All right. Like, maybe things like Uber or whatever are starting to expand. I don't know, but I've never seen a sign. There's no taxis. There's no bus if your car breaks down. Right. Also, there's no cops. There's no, so yeah, self-sufficient mentality has to prevail to live this kind of lifestyle. And you have to be willing to be like, I'm sorry, I can't make it to the club tonight. I have to pick up poop. I have to clean out the coop. I have to repair the fence so the goats don't get out again. Yeah, it doesn't build itself. So I wanted to do this video. There was like, even I had a cat, got in a fight when I was out of town. By the time I got back, he had like a major, a big ass, I can't think of the word right now. Well, I had to lance him 3 times and try to hold a cat and poke a knife in his head, like your beloved cat that you think, I don't know. I can deal with stuff like that with humans anytime, but when it comes to my cats that want to fight right now, say hi. Uh-oh, and now one in my lap. Okay, we're screwed. But yeah, so again, I got to rely on the help of a neighbor. It's okay, Marmalade and Tabitha. Tabitha is one of the wild cats. And by the way, I will be adopting 2 more cats tomorrow morning. So whatever. Okay, so let's check out some comments. If you have any questions, I haven't eaten all day. That's another thing, food, showers, shit like that. You don't have all the time in the world for that. So, yeah, I'll check the comments if you have any questions. I would love to answer them. And then I'm probably going to call it a night. If I left anything out, let me know. Maybe I'll do it again. Winter's coming, so I should definitely have more time online, provided we have power. You know, it's not like we're in the center of town or next to a hospital and they want to get the power on right away. I think we have been pretty fortunate here, but yeah. Okay, let's check the comments. Oh, also, yeah. Unfortunately, the grifter situation, which seems to be so bad for everyone these days, they think single people are an easy target, like single people, older people. Yeah. So, but I know, like I said, I mean, I have multiple people that stay here part time for varying stay lengths of stay, and people that visit regularly. That, yeah, it's the awesome definitely outweighs those three insignificant experiences. But they did, you know, instead of being so open, now people have to fill out an application, they have to show me who they are, you know, things like that. So grateful. Okay. A cow. Okay, cows eat grass, which if you have land, it's pretty. Yeah, that's true. But like that much land these days is hard to come by. I mean, even with my like 12 and a half, or I don't have enough grass. I can't even really hardly feed the goats, really. I mean, unless I put up more fence structures in other areas that are supposed to be where the outdoor kitchen and restroom and cabins and RV spots are supposed to be. But yeah, if you have land, cows are a great investment for sure. It's raining here. Good. I'm jealous. Send some this way. Have a wonderful evening. Okay, thank you so much, Vicky. Thanks for being here. Food, fire, shelter. I want nothing else. Well, that's here, Dead Wolf. So whatever. I mean, as long as you're not an axe murderer, you know, come by and say hi and see if we don't want to kill each other. Right? Yeah, it is quiet until it's, but you know, we do have a ferry, and in the season, bikes, car clubs, all the tourist traffic, that, because it's beautiful views here, right? And then the ferry, of course, going across the lake into Missouri. So every 20 minutes in the season, there's a little noise just to remind you of life, or the work trucks in the morning, you know. So that's good. And there's a campground down the road next to the ferry at fishing tournament. So that attracts a lot of people. So there's that. But yeah, winter, like the streets roll up and it's like dead silence. And then in the summer, yeah, there's no more traffic. I mean, whenever the sun goes down, there's like no more traffic. And the traffic, like I said, usually coordinates with the ferry. Oh, okay, work never ends. Abscess. Oh my God, thank you so much. Yes, it was an abscess on Casper's head. I posted super disgusting videos and pictures on Facebook. If I would have been able to record the first one, I think that shit would have gone viral. You know, those people, like, over a pint. The first one. Oh my God, it was. Ew. Yeah. So, club, what's that? Bar, don't ever want to see. Exactly. But some people do. That's, you know, so that's why country life isn't for everybody. Cool. Does the application process start with sending you an email? Yeah, or if you're on Facebook, send it to me there at Ozarks Church of Nature, and then I'll add you to the group. I'm going to probably revise the application a little. After some, those experiences and some weird threats and stuff, I decided to make a 6-page application. And there's really not a whole lot of right or wrong answers, but kind of, there might be a couple trick questions in there. But we know what we want to share our sacred space with, right? And what doesn't work. We've, like I said, tried, it's been an open door for a lot of people, and a lot of people, definitely took advantage of that expired offer. So, yeah. And, if you're not on Facebook, then just send me an email. Deadlift, I'll build the fence. All right, well, get to work. I got some fencing and some materials here. I got to get the outdoor bathroom and shower done next. And then I kind of want to work on the outdoor kitchen. So, yeah, when can you get here, Tom says. So, all right. Okay, so I'm all caught up. Are there any more questions, or should I just go eat some tamales and some fresh garden salsa with a bunch of cats? Tabitha is one of the wild cats I adopted from the same place that these 2 cats in the morning. So, all right, I'll give it like a minute. I'll roll my sacred ceremonial and give it a minute if there's any more questions. And if not, then I'm going to call it a night and go eat breakfast and see what the dogs are barking about. Thank you, born under a wandering star. I thank you for your presence, and all of you for being here. It was, a little bit impromptu, and I haven't been here forever, so I'm just so grateful that anyone showed up at all. That's cool. Marmalade. What did you knock over? Oops, wrong way. Wow. She just threw that at me. So rude. There's Marmalade. Let's see. Can I do this? There she is. Cutie. Right. Yeah. And if you, I know I haven't done it in a long time, but yeah, I'm back. I moved back upstairs. I'm expanding the apothecary and a little workshop room because I just grew faster than I could keep up with. So I'm up here. All of that's down there. And I'm excited to have a crazy, amazing year, and all these little things I've been working on behind the scenes to just probably all be ready around the same time. And yeah, I'm excited about that, and I'm excited to share with you soon. Promise it'll be soon. Thanks for keeping me company. Aw, thanks for keeping me company. Anytime, my friend and neighbor. Yep. Okay, so I got one. So yeah, I don't know how long it's been. I said I'd give a minute in the chat in case there's a delay for any extra questions. So 30 seconds. I don't know. I don't know how to tell time. I don't care about math. All right. Wait. Oh, okay. It was Kalki. Well, welcome. A little late. I'm glad you like the rosemary. So cool. All right, guys. And Christine, by the way, she's another badass chick and like raises rabbits. See, I'm too much of a wussy. Again, that's why I like different people. I can't kill my friends. I just can't. I just can't. I'll cook it for you, but yeah. So you see, it takes all types and kinds. She does it all by herself too, and she has clean meat. It's not that hard to just do something to be a little less dependent on the machine, you know, that you probably spend a good portion of your life complaining about, right? All right, 30 seconds, 20 seconds. Any more questions? All right, you guys, thank you again. This is fun. I'll be back as soon as superhumanly possible. Mimi and Joe, of course, Mimi and Joby would get along. Joby's just like a fluff ball. He doesn't, there's nobody on the planet he couldn't get along with. Yeah, you totally have to bring Mimi here next time. So, okay, guys. I appreciate you so much. Thank you. Now oh, there it is, end the stream. End.